Hello, Internet people. It's me, Judith. It's been a while. Hi, I missed you. Today, I want to talk to you about social hierarchies. And I want to talk to you about that because I realize a lot of people don't understand them, especially feminists, as I will show you as I go. So, a quick definition a hierarchy is a system or organization in which people or group are ranked one above the other according to status, authority, and other stuff. They are everywhere. They're at your job, they're at your school, they're at your church, they're particularly evident in sport. Like if you take your basic hockey team, you have the players who play less, they get less ice time, and then you have those who play more, and then you have your assistant, and then you have your captain, and then you have your coach, your manager, your owner, and so on and so forth. Every time people organize in group, there form hierarchies. And the problem with feminists, because they have many problems, is that they wrongly believe that hierarchies are patriarchal, and by nature they think that men are dominating, so they think that those patriarchal structures are automatically based on domination of women by men, which is completely false. There's no grounding in fact or in reality. It's a complete, like, it's a belief. That's what it is. And so what are hierarchies about? They're about competence. Like my sport analogy, the guy who play captain usually is the best player. And he's not just the best player, but he's the best at helping the team with his leadership. So it's about valuing the skills that are more important within a group. And to do this video, I've read a study that's called Understanding Social Hierarchies, the Neural and Psychological Foundation of Status Perception. It's really interesting. Go look it up. It explains so much. And some of the things they point at that are helped by hierarchies, it's to help allocate resources. It helps define social roles, facilitate social learning, promote successful interaction, maximize group cohesion, productivity, and individual motivation. So, no, it's not about domination of people. Absolutely not. The point is that social hierarchies are deeply ingrained within us. They are natural and necessary for human functioning as social animal. They're programmed in us by evolution, and I think it goes back like millions of years. It's not just a new thing amongst humans. You see them all the time in animals too. And they're based on the idea that being better and that doing better is gonna serve us as a species, and it's going to allow us to continue and prosper. So a way to see social hierarchy is through the concept of social status. And you see status as the ranking within a group. Example, if you feel that you're better than someone else, then you're saying that your status should be above theirs in that particular group. And same thing when somebody's trying to put you down for something. They're trying to tell you that your status should be lower than their perceived status. If you're trying to get a promotion, you're trying to remind your boss that you're now more competent than you used to be, and you deserve to be rewarded by going up the ladder. And same thing if you get fired. If you get fired by your boss, he's telling you that your contribution within the group is not sufficient. You're not helping enough, so you don't deserve any status or position within that group. The problem is that things have been set in a way for the longest of time, thousands of years, and they're now changing very rapidly. They're shifting. The concept of social hierarchies now is shifting from a patriarchal structure to a more gender egalitarian structure, especially like in the West, in the Western countries. Men and women are different. You should know this. Like, don't listen to the feminists and their ideologies. Like, we should be equal under law, but we are very different. You know, womb and penis different. You know, and it's those differences that patriarchal structure comes from, and that's why they're so common. Why they appear through history independently at different time and places, a different part of the world. They are organically spontaneous. It's just the best way that we have to organize each other. It's not about domination of a group over another. That's Marxism. You know, that's not social hierarchies. And why is it not dominance? Because dominance is not sustainable. Dominance is morally corrupt. It's evil. People don't thrive under dominance. They thrive under competence. They thrive by electing the best people to lead them so that everybody can move forward together. Domination doesn't do that. Domination crushes people. And things that boggles my mind is like those feminists really think that's domination. They really don't see it. Like, the mere fact that there's more equality now, it should be enough to realize that it's never been about domination. It's about giving a society what it needs so it can move forward, which is exactly what happened in the West. They demanded more equality, they got it over time, and they're getting more and more every day. So why have men been primarily holding power through patriarchal structure? It's because they possess a skill and traits that are beneficial to the group. For most of humanity, things rule under the law of the jungle. You know, the strongest and the meanest survived. So your group could be taken out by another group at any moment. Like, think about, you know, neighboring civilization trying to expand their territory. They're gonna encroach on yours eventually. Men are naturally bigger and stronger. And it's granted them the ability to defend themselves better than a woman. You know, who you want to fight your wars for you? A 6'2" man, 200 pounds, or a 5'2" woman, 5 months pregnant, holding a baby. You know, it's like, for me, it's such huge common sense that I don't get why they don't see it. You know, the feminists, you know, why don't they understand these things? It's not that hard, but we know why. You know, ideological possession is very, very strong. So you want what? You want the more competent people to defend your civilization against, you know, a warring invader. And men possess the better attributes to do that. They make the better soldier to defend you and your family and your group and your civilization. And you need soldiers when, you know, for the longest time, and even now, like in Canada and in the West, we're pretty secure. Like, we don't fear an invader coming to attack us. So we kind of forgot this need for masculinity as being necessary. What happens is that things have been changing very rapidly. Society was in such a way that masculine attributes were necessary for survival. It's not so much so anymore. Now those same attributes are seen as counterproductive to a more gender egalitarian society. Hence the rise of such term as toxic masculinity, which as you know, I fucking hate that term. You know, under which violence is seen as a tool that helps the survival of your group against a warring invader bent on destroying you. Men's aggressivity is seen as an impediment to progress nowadays. I think like it stands in the way of women's progress, women's liberation. Like if no men were ever violence against a woman, but every woman would live freely and happily. And this isn't a perfect utopia. It's never going to be a perfect utopia. It's impossible. True gender equality, where everyone is equal, is absolutely impossible for what I've talked about earlier, for this, because we have this need of wanting better, doing better, gaining more. Our natural tendencies goes against the concept of equality in a way. So what you want to look is not at the destination, it's about the journey and the progress we made along the way. Eventually we're going to get a lot more egalitarian than previous generation were, but it's slow progress. But trying to stomp masculinity out, it's not going to help at all. But the problem now is that this change is so sudden from cultures in which masculinity was deemed extremely important survival, to now it seems as counterproductive. It seems like it's stopping us from moving forward, and we need not to think like that, because it's not true. Every gender put forward things that are wrong, things that should be improved on. Women are no better than men, absolutely not. And I get told I have internalized misogyny a lot before saying things like that, which is, oh my god, it boggles my mind that men have to do so much better, but women shouldn't. We shouldn't tell women to be responsible. We shouldn't tell women to be more moral. Like, but I digress. So basically, if you reject patriarchal structure as being wrong, just flat out wrong, you are rejecting a natural system under which humans naturally organize themselves, and they've been organizing themselves for thousands of years. It's a system that works, but because we have this idea of gender equality is so much important that we've forgotten all that. We've forgotten why it was like that. And I bet you dollars to donuts that feminists screeching about destroying the patriarchy, take down that damn patriarchy, have absolutely no knowledge of hierarchies. They don't understand them at all. Like, yeah, take down the patriarchy, but what are you going to put in its place? A matriarchy? Because you're just back to where you were anyway. Like, you don't want a group dominating another. So what do you want? You want them to collaborate? Well, yes, that's basically what we have. In Canada, we have a feminist prime minister. For anyone who says that feminism has no power, women have no power in society, fuck you. Like, we have a feminist prime minister that pushing feminist ideologies into laws. So you're not oppressed. You're not fighting against a patriarchal system. You are the fucking system. And that's the hippie in me, take down the man, like, or the woman if she's a woman. Like, take down the man, that's completely acceptable. Take down the woman, oh, that's misogynistic for some reason. So I hope I taught you certain things. You want to look this up. It explains so much about the way we organize themselves as groups, because feminists nowadays is very Marxist. It's all about group dynamic, and you want to understand why we organize ourselves like that. You want to find out what the truth is, because feminists are not the one that's going to tell you that. So I hope you like my videos. Thank you for my, I think, 46 subscribers I have so far. Thank you a lot. You guys are awesome. You have excellent taste in YouTubers. So that was it to the day. If you had any suggestions, some things you want to hear me rant about, just let me know in the comments, and follow me on Twitter. I'll let you know when my videos are out, and thanks again for watching me. Bye.